GloryDaze, the best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim.
On Radio Nova.
Hey, how we doing? Look, sun is shining. Well, actually, sun is not shining, right? It was meant to be shining, and it's not shining. What is going on, PJ?
This is one of those weeks where where Irish people become so overly optimistic about stuff. You know, where you look at the weather forecast and it goes 15 degrees, little bit of cloud, and we go, I can't believe it, 25 degrees, bright sun all weekend.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
You do end up feeling a bit guilty though, don't you? Because all this week, and it's been happening all this week.
The guilt is the part I like the most, to be honest. The guilt is why I do it.
Because you're inside, right, and you're looking out, and it's literally not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah.
Not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful sunshine, right? And you go out, and then you feel the breeze. And you're like, geez, you couldn't sit out in that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's madness. And so you go back inside and you're just looking out in it, thinking, now this is terrible. I shouldn't be in here wasting all that good weather. So like, when will we see it?
If only there was a way to warm up. You could go for a quick walk. Oh, shut up. The weather's supposed to do that.
Exactly,
You know,
yes.
I'm supposed to be sweating by stagnancy.
It's so weird, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But that's because as well, I think it's June Bank Holiday Weekend. And let's be honest, June Bank Holiday Weekend is the official sort of beginning of summer for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, never mind the meteorological bullshit calendar of summer starts in May. It starts on June Bank Holiday Week. That's when all the festivals are going on. When people are on the road, going to events, living it up, making plans, where Jim does literally nothing and I do less. You know, it's an opportunity to just like to let yourself unwind.
I've just
completely.
I actually realised yesterday. I was talking to somebody yesterday, right, and I just realised about the whole bank holiday thing where lots of people go away.
Yeah.
And as you say, it's either a festival. Oh, that festival is on, or they do the Irish city break. They go off to their caravans. Or they go off to wherever they go, right?
Yeah.
And this exodus is happening all over the place. I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever gone away for a bank holiday weekend.
I would rather a rainy day in a war zone than to get in a car, sit in traffic on a Friday, and go out to somewhere like foreign, like Mayo or something, and then, that's the whole day gone.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
I was just about to say, she'd never make it to Mayo.
By the time you hit the fucking toll bridge, I'll be drunk. That's literally, I'll be in the sun. And then you have to do it all again, coming back on the Monday. All the Dubs, all the Dublin folks, all coming back in, and you're moaning about traffic on a bank holiday Monday.
I know. When you should be making the most of it.
I can sit down on the road in O'Connell Street and enjoy myself more than that.
I'm with you.
And then you get people who rush into a day. I used to, oh my God, I knew someone, and I swear to God, sun is here. Jesus Christ, sun is here. Jumping into the car, straight into the traffic. We need garden furniture. We need fucking garden furniture. Oh, what are we going to do with that? Oh, fuck, we need a barbecue. Yeah. And this is now the Friday, so it's 10 o'clock at night on the Friday. Christ, do we have everything? We better get Saturday morning. Set up the fucking garden furniture. Then let's get the barbecue on. Invite some pricks around we've been avoiding all year. Oh, who's got sausages for them? But it hits Monday morning, and they suddenly go, Jesus Christ, now we have to clean all this up. What are we going to do with the garden furniture? You're like, you've wasted. You've literally wasted your whole weekend preparing for the weekend.
I'd love somebody to work out a survey of how many garden furniture sets and how many barbecues the average people buy in their life.
Yeah.
Because I tell you something, the idea of buying a barbecue is because the same thing happens. You buy, as you say, you buy it in a rush because somebody mentions there might be sun.
There might be,
right?
An opportunity.
Jesus, because the other one is always fucking rusted.
Yeah.
You can't get, there's no point. It's like it gets one summer.
Yeah.
And then you forget about
Bag
it.
of shit.
After it's gone.
Bag of shit.
Right.
Rusted a bit.
And the same with your garden furniture. That's a bargain. That's only 350 quid.
Yeah,
that's lovely. You get a table and all that. And then it just goes. It just disintegrates.
It just disintegrates. Or moss and shit grows as spider webs.
And then you do it all over again next year.
Get rid of that shit. We need some garden furniture. We got to get some garden furniture. It's like such chaos.
Yeah.
Whereas you can literally wake up in the place that you've been trying to spend your most amount of time every day. All we want to do is everyone wants to not get up in the morning, go to work. You have the opportunity to just enjoy the place you're already in.
Yeah.
It's this human thing of we're not doing enough to enjoy ourselves. Harder. Yeah, all of a sudden you're there, garden furniture and a sack of cocaine. How are we going to get through a weekend without garden furniture and a sack of cocaine? What if somebody wants heroin? You're like, calm down. Calm down.
I have to say, your version of a barbecue sounds absolutely fucking wild.
Well, there's a reason I don't go to them. I'm not into any of that.
Yeah.
I don't like garden furniture or drugs.
Just going to say, most people show up at a barbecue with listen, I just brought a bottle of wine in case anybody might want it, and I brought a 6-pack of cans or whatever. You're showing up with bags of gear.
Yeah. A bag, a 2-stone bag of marked potatoes. Does anybody want any of this? It's methamphetamine. Yeah.
I think you got the wrong end of the stick, PJ. It's not that sort of party. I assumed if you had a garden furniture,
it's a barbecue.
you'd want the drugs.
Who buys plastic chairs and doesn't get some heroin in? That shows why you and me will never be involved in drug culture. Why the two of us? Because we'd be turning up at a barbecue and someone would be there, a Hollywood barbecue, guy walking around with a silver tray with a straw.
Yeah.
Cocaine, sir. You haven't got a penguin bar or a sausage roll.
Yeah. Is there any more of the more of the burgers?
Yeah.
The spicy ones.
I wouldn't really be into that, but if you have a packet of crisp potatoes or anything.
I tell you can leave the straw, and if you could get us, I don't know, a glass of Sidona.
Yeah, I'd love that now. I'd love that. We're not exactly party people when it comes to that sort of carry on.
The amount of effort, actually, now that you say it like that, the amount of effort that you put into enjoying yourself.
Oh, it's too much.
Anything that's meant to be an enjoyable event, a party,
ruin it.
or barbecues, or any sort of event, or we're going to something. The amount of stress you put into it.
We're having twins now, right? And Kelly is
By the way, can I just point out, that's when he says we're having twins, he means himself and Kelly.
Well, Jim better be helping, because I can't do this on my own. I can't even fucking do this job on my own. Never mind go into there. But we're having twins now, and Kelly's all, we gotta go on holidays next year. We gotta go with something nice like Spain or Italy. Bring the babies out. I'm like, I'm not going.
Wow.
For starters, I'm not going.
I'd be with you straight away.
There's no way. It'll be hell on earth. It'll be nothing but torture. She'll be like, what are you talking about? Just babies. They don't do much. I mean, yes, they do. They shit, they piss, they cry, they moan.
Yeah. And they have to be carried.
And
they take up a load of shit that has to be carried with them.
And you have to bring everything with you.
Yeah.
And then all you're doing is, it's hard enough having a kid when you know where shit is. Now you have to do it in Spain.
Yeah.
I'm not going. I'll go to Wicklow for the
how could
day.
anybody contemplate an airport with kids?
With 2 of them.
Oh my God.
Honestly, I can't even handle a check-in bag.
Yeah.
Going somewhere else.
That's what I'm saying. I'd nearly offer to walk somewhere than have to go through an airport.
I'd be there, Spain. We live next to Fairview Park. We have a stroller. It's literally handed to us. We just wait for a sunny day and go for an ice cream. What are you talking about going to Spain? We're not going to enjoy a bit of it. The kids' clubs and this. Yes, we'll go to your folks in America because we can fuck off and leave them there. That's not, we can do that. Granny and Grandad, look what we did for you.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you do a runner,
God, what do you think about it? And it actually, what proves the point is, right, is the amount of war stories. When you think back, right, on everything that was meant to be an event in your life.
Yeah.
You think back to your own childhood and the holiday things or the event things or, day trips to the beach or whatever. And all you can remember them is the amount of people who are going fucking mad. Going, Jesus Christ, there's no end to this traffic. I've been sitting here for about 4 hours.
Jesus Christ, your elf is I'm wondering why we're car sick because he's smoking his 15th Benson and Hedges in the front of the car.
Yeah.
With the windows rolled up.
Somebody got injured, something went wrong, you got burned. It was just a litany of errors and disasters.
Dog bites, bull charges, midges up your hole, every sort of thing. You're out for the course and you're all trying to get it right, all of that sort of stuff. And then you get home and everyone's exhausted. And you go, grand, good childhood memories and all. But I could live without them.
Were they good childhood memories?
This is it.
Let's face it, the only ones we can remember is the aggro.
Well, isn't that it? When you meet lads who had a hard upbringing, a real hard upbringing, and they're like, Jesus, I'd love to be a kid again, I'll never forget the crack me brother and all. And my dad hit me so hard in the face that he pissed his pants. The crack. My sister was laughing her head off. And then she ran off with a fella who none of us ever met. Never seen her again.
Yeah.
And you're like...
I think he ended up in prison.
You're there going, is this a happy memory? Jason were gas old days. Hilarious old days. I remember I found me dad. I walked in and there was 2 guards wrestling him in the sitting room. And his head was in the fire. The laugh.
You're thinking to yourself, hey, Jesus.
You're going, you are. I mean, Ma tried to pretend it was all right. She gave us 2 fish fingers. It's all she had for the week, the poor bitch. You're like, this is Really? This is your happy memory?
Yeah,
You know,
oh yeah. And then he turns around and goes to, mind you, of course, it wasn't all good times.
Wasn't all fun and games. You know, wasn't all fun and games. Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh my God.
You'll never forget smuggling in parsnips to me dad in jail because they weren't feeding them. You know, mad stuff. Yeah. So exactly. You have to ask yourself, how many happy memories are actually happy memories?
Yeah, so bear that in mind now if you're contemplating anything exciting for your summer holidays.
Basically do nothing. Take it easy.
A lot to be said for home, you know. A lot to be said for home. Right, let's give you a few of the bits and pieces we were talking about during the week. We did say that the summertime often brings about the old love thing, you know what I mean? It raises the love vibes a bit for some reason. The heat goes up and the amoratic carry-on goes up.
Definitely.
And public displays of affection we ended up talking about during the week.
Yeah,
You know.
public displays of affection. And
I think it's fair to say we frowned on it.
we're not into it. We don't like, as you can see from our upbringing, we don't really like people being nice to each other. Much more comfortable with somebody holding our father's head in the fire.
So,
Go on, Gareth, get him.
so you can have a little listen to that. Also, funnily enough, again on the slightly love theme, we were talking about dating, but specifically dating when there's an age difference involved.
Yeah.
Or whatever, because somebody came along with a new rule, a new kind of a new calculation, if you like.
Well, this is one I heard many years ago. I still think if in most of your dating life it's relevant. But,
Right.
you know, people, of
And
course.
certainly better than the one that this person thought up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
God almighty, yeah.
Yeah, although it did slightly backfire on PJ in the end.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know, people will pick holes and everything.
Yeah. Again, on the love theme, we were talking about that time when somebody says, I love you for the first time. Right now, in theory, you know, that conjures up great ideas, you know, a budding romance and that's the moment and all that sort of stuff. It doesn't always go well.
No, it doesn't always go well. I'll never forget. Well, you'll hear the other stories. I'm not going to get into it now. But,
Yeah, some reactions aren't what you'd quite expect.
it's a gamble. That's
It
what
is.
it's all about.
It is. And also then, of course, with, as PJ mentioned there when we were chatting, the fact that he is about to become a dad. He is about to become a dad of two in one fell swoop. He's about to be a dad of twins. And the subject, and obviously, you know, during the week, what's his name? Al Pacino was becoming a dad again late in life, similar to your good self. That whole conversation.
That hurts.
That whole conversation led us down a straight, and a trend that's coming back as well.
It
Actually.
is
yeah,
coming,
yeah,
yeah.
which you weren't a fan of, if I remember.
No, I'm not a fan of much.
Yeah. Anyway, listen, have a listen. We'll talk to you on the other side.
GloryDaze, the best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim.
On Radio Nova.
Told you the feelings of love.
Yes, they do. People start to get very aromatic. You know, out holding hands, walking, looking at the sun, maybe over a beautiful view, maybe
Well, that's
sharing
it. You know, a sunset, perhaps a romantic sunset.
maybe having a pasta dinner or something romantic like that. You know, looking at each other.
Nothing says romance like pasta, baby.
Are you enjoying your noodles? Yes, I am. Well, I love you. You know, when is the opportune moment to say it? You're always taking a punt saying it the first time, right?
Right.
It's always a punt. That is
Always
the
a
thing.
risk.
Always a risk because anything can happen. And, you know, you might be rejected. It might be, like, reciprocated. Whoa, it's a gamble. Well, people have said the worst reactions online to what when they've said it to people, and it's kind of, oh God, your heart would break. Your heart would break.
So this is like somebody has turned around, plucked up the courage and delivered the I love you.
Yeah.
And has been greeted with this.
Yeah, so one person was like, you know, they were seeing each other for a while and they started hanging around in each other's houses and all that sort of crack, you know. And they were sitting there and having a glass of Chardonnay or whatever it is they're into, and then one of them says, I love you. And they says, that is a shame. That is a shame.
That is a shame.
Yeah. And then asked them to leave. It was like, yeah.
Oh my God.
Isn't that awful?
Yeah.
Wouldn't your heart break for them?
Ask them to leave.
That is a shame.
Oh my! Sorry, man. Though, how bad is your reading of a situation?
Yeah.
If you go with the full "I love you" and they go, "Get out of my house."
I guess you're gonna have to go now. We were having a perfectly good evening till you came out with that. Perfectly good evening.
So you'd have to question that person's, you know.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I see it happens though. Somebody else said I love you and they were just told, I was planning to break up with you today, which is really harsh.
Timing is impeccable.
I know, yeah. And then you get caught off guard. You're like, so this a man.
I was just wondering about that last one though. If it was like, listen, I've something I want to say to you. Oh, there's something I want to say to you too.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh my God, I love you. Oh, well, I want to break up with you.
Well, yeah. And as bad as that is, almost exactly the situation you're talking about. Someone said, there's something I want to say to you. And they said, what is it? And they says, I love you. And he says, oh, I was going to ask if you wanted to play Xbox with the other one. Which is pretty harsh.
Yeah, you kind of know your relationships on different levels.
I know, yeah. Two people were out having a walk and she turned around and says, I love you. And he looked at her and goes, do you know what? Didn't I tell you not to do that? Didn't I tell you not to do that?
Not to say I love you.
Yeah, didn't I tell you not to be falling in love with you?
In public and all.
I thought we had an agreement here that we didn't like each other. We just went out.
Like perfectly normal couples.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's you spying and all getting romantic. I thought we were having a normal relationship where we half talk to each other. It's brutal. Someone else says, I love you, and your man turns around and says, well, do you know something? I would love me too if I was you.
Yeah,
Which
that actually sounds like a very male response.
Yeah,
a good way of kind of... There's a weirdness to that. There's a sort of a, do you know something? Well done. You're obviously an extremely good judge of character. Yeah. Because you're right. I'm a very lovable person.
You're not the first person to say that. You know who else loved me? Me ma. Me ma always said.
Now that I think about it, God, there was loads of people who loved me, and I suppose just one of those things.
One of those things. People tend to do that. So don't feel special, Also, two people out having a drink, and a woman says, I love you, and he went, oh, mother of God, I don't know if I should have another drink or sober up. I mean, that's brutal, isn't it? That's absolutely brutal, isn't it?
I don't know if I should have another drink or sober up.
Oh, Jay, what am I going to do with this now?
It's the very best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim.
On Radio Nova.
I'd say a lot of people have seen this already because it was shared so many times.
The video.
The viral video.
Yeah, the video that's going around of your woman, she's in the airport.
Cabin crew. Yeah. Cabin crew, that's it.
She's cabin crew and she comes through into the arrivals or whatever off her flight work. I think she's Ryanair, I'm not sure. And then your man does the whole glamorous public proposal right there, and the round of applause, and she says yes, and he picks her up and does a spin-a-rooney, puts her down.
He? See, I didn't watch to the end. I just saw what was going to happen. I thought, no, I'm not having that.
I know you did. Normally, this is where I'd go, you wouldn't, you miserable old yoke. You won't even watch me on the late. But then I'm with you this time. There's something about, some people just love to make a show of themselves, and I hate to be the party pooper here, but it's not about her. It's about him.
Yeah.
He wants to be seen as the, what's an impresario? Is that a romantic fella? The impresario of love. He wants to be seen get down on his knees.
It is a little bit sort of, look, I'm perfectly prepared to embarrass myself in public. I'm that sort of man. I'm that romantic.
I don't care about anything. Look at me. I'm in love. I am in love. I'm walking on air. I want the world to see how
people think that's a... Like, if that had happened, right, if you were in a restaurant and that started happening beside you, right, like somebody, whatever, there was a proposal, or one of those things was going on.
Yeah.
Would you be...
I'd be there going, I actually would like to think that
I'd be cringing.
That just before she says yes, I go, can I have some more chips, please?
Yeah.
I don't want to be a party pooper, but...
No,
there's a time and a place. And also, do you see, it's like when you're on a plane and some flute takes out a guitar.
What's meant to be? I mean, like it is then, somehow your love is meant to be bigger than somebody else's love because you've done it in front of a crowd. Is that it? Is that meant to be the idea?
I don't,
why? What's the motivation for it?
I don't really understand the public proposal motivation. I actually don't really understand. I wish nothing but the best for them. I'm sure they're lovely people. They seem like they're lovely people. They could have
waited until they got to the car.
Get into I'd be embarrassed to do it in front of the taxi man.
Exactly.
I'd be on.
And what's it got to do with anybody else anyway?
I don't really know. People cheering and everything.
Even if it was, say it was a family gathering, right?
I
sort of get that. In front of your family, their family, right? And everybody in theory likes you.
As long as it's not another
wedding. They
wedding.
don't really like you, but they have to because they're your family. So if you do it like that, maybe...
you have it planned, I suppose.
Or whatever, or even among your your mates or something, or their,
I know.
But like this kind of like.
If I was coming home from work and someone got down their knee and went, "Welcome," like on the street leaving here,
Yeah.
PJ, I love you, and will you be me married person? I said.
That is exactly how your proposal would go.
Yeah, will you be my married person forever until we're dead, or whatever it is? And they were on their knees. I'd be there going, "Can I not have 5 minutes? I'm only after finishing." Jim McCabe, we've been doing each other's heads in for years.
We should. I mean, is that like? Are we on our own here?
Are we being miserable?
Clint, are you in favour of a big public? No, you see, Clint's not into it either. Big public display of affection.
And even worse, when you're like, you go to a football match or something, and you're going, "And now here comes the teams, but before that, Jerry from Finglas has something he'd like to ask Sarah from Clondalkin."
Oh, yeah.
And Sarah,
because like that American thing where they put them on the big screen and all that, or whatever, yeah.
And you're there, you're sitting in the Aviva or Crow Park or something, and then you're like, "Oh, I wonder what it is." And then she's there, "Yes, Jerry?" It's like, "Sarah, we've been together for a long time.
Yeah.
I get on with your dad, and your mum has been lovely to me. I think before we buy a house, it would be lovely if you would do me the honour of being my married person." And then everyone's like, "Woo!"
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Most predictable result of the day.
The gas thing about it is, it's like, obviously, the assumption is that it's going to be, you want to be fairly sure you're going to get a yes out of
that's
it.
the big one, isn't it? Yeah.
Whereas, like, most lads watching are going to go, "I hope she says no.
That's the problem.
This would be hilarious
That's
now.
the problem.
I hope she says, 'Are you mad?'"
People are actually wishing it the other way because they want to go, "Oh, you see that? Oh, yo, Jesus, he must be mortified."
GloryDaze, the best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim.
On Radio Nova.
Summertime, they often say that it does kind of conjure up the love.
Of course
people,
it does, yeah.
the
We
old
see
sunshine.
more of each other for a start.
Yeah, literally.
We see we're out and about more. Out and about, there's more. There's legs and arms all over the gaff, and makes people a little bit more amoralistic. When it comes to meeting the other half, and we've been told for years that age is just a number.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Love be love. The heart wants. Follow your heart as long as it's appropriate. Obviously, follow your heart, and age doesn't matter. And now we're being told that's not true at all. That there is an ideal age gap.
Right.
And it's but anything from your own age to 5 years, either way, is the ideal age gap, they're saying. That you're much more likely to get divorced, have breakups, have fallouts and stuff with people who are more than 5 years younger than you or older than you.
Right.
That the cultural references just aren't the same. And the world moves much faster.
You're like different generations, are you?
Yeah, you're like imagine, with over 6 years, forget about it. You don't know what it was
and
like.
it doesn't matter whether it's which of you is older or whatever.
No,
that makes no difference. Just as long as it's within 5 years.
Yeah,
either way.
Loads of none. That's 5 years. Sure, there's half the people I know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And what you're saying, that it should be...
Like, what's the difference if you're 50 and 55, right? Or you're 49 and 55, right?
Yeah.
There's no big difference there. The world moved much slower back then. There's all the references are the same, right?
Yeah.
I have this rule, the half plus 7 rule in your dating life, I think, is the one.
Half plus 7.
Yeah, so, like, I'm... Japers, now I think of it. I'm 48.
Will I get the phone to do the calculations?
Oh, yeah. So I'm 48, so you cut that in half.
Right.
24. Plus 7 is 25.
So 21?
So 31.
31, you'd get... 31?
31. And then, and up, obviously.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I would consider appropriate.
Yeah. Unless you're Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, unless you're well, he's a fucking dirty git, isn't he?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I always think
so
that
31 would be all right for you.
Well, I don't know. That seems a bit young as well.
It does that seems very young.
That's the beginning of... Yeah, what would I say to a 31-year-old? I'll be like, did you like school? I'm 31. Is Santa coming soon, is he?
Does it say why 5 years? Is that it's because that way then you'll know what each other's talking about.
You've got more, you've got more.
So
in
you're
common.
you're not turning around and going, when they say to you, what would you like for, what'll I get you for your birthday? You don't turn around and go, well, Can you get me the latest cassette?
Yeah.
From
Queen. I heard they're good. I'll get a Queen cassette. And do you have anything to clean me teeth when I put them in the jar at night?
Right.
Yeah, that's
so
sort
it's
of
just
thing.
that. It's just that you have the same references and you're in the same sort of
reference points and all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think 5 years is very.
Seem a little
it's
bit
a bit
restricted,
too tight, you know.
especially for you and I. But in the current situation. But anyway,
You
just
know,
saying.
there's lads like that, isn't there? They'd be there going, 5 years. I'm not going out with the old ones. And you're forgetting that. Sat there in their 60s. You know that way, like, you know the way those dating sites come up and like, and it's a man in his 60s is going, yeah, I think it's time to settle down. I'd like a young woman under 30.
Yeah, it's funny that, isn't it? Yeah, you never quite see yourself the way other people see you.
Yeah. He's there going, a young woman of childbearing age who doesn't mind cooking and cleaning.
So it's like when you see those ads for sites that are like supposedly specialising in singles over a certain age or whatever.
Yeah.
And that sort of stuff. And a lad goes on it and then is amazed that, hey, a second. You mean the women are over that age as well?
Yeah. Here. What site? This is a rip-off. This site's a complete rip-off. They're all L ones. They're younger than me, but they're all L ones. Yeah,
wow.
You know, it's amazing the sniff of themselves some men get.
Who has decided this 5-year thing is the perfect age gap?
Well, it's
say
a study in the University of Atlanta by Emory, whoever they are, in the University of Atlanta. Yeah. They say it's, yeah. So
I agree with you, though. I think it changes as the age grows.
It does, yeah.
There's a massive difference between, say, a 20-year-old and a 25-year-old. They probably have totally different
lives.
Right? Compared to, as you said, a 60-year-old and a 55-year-old.
Yeah, like it's...
Or whatever.
There's very little difference.
In terms of reference points.
Because your life slows down. You get to a certain point in life where it doesn't really matter unless you're a billionaire. A billionaire can go out with anyone. You know, a billionaire can literally point to someone, you're my girlfriend. I'd go out with a billionaire. I'd go out with a billionaire.
Would you?
Yeah. If he
no
says,
problem.
you're my boyfriend, I'd be, no problem. Whatever you want. I'm yours. You know, they're always ancient and banjacks, so you could leave out the physical stuff. Bit of a hug at night. Few billion in the couple of years, you know.
Carry the glass up for his teeth and everything.
Yeah, there you go. There's your bedpan. No, I'm not helping you. Just leave the wheel there. I'm waking up every morning devastated he's still alive.
GloryDaze, the best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim.
On Radio Nova.
Of course, at this stage, you're well familiar with the fact that our PJ is very soon to become a dad.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And naturally, of course, we're all delighted for him and everybody's congratulating him and all that sort of stuff. But it would have been remiss of us as close friends of his to not point out the potential failings in the whole operation. The fact that a man of his age, with his very dubious health record, you know what I mean, bad feet, unmatching ears, you know, the waterworks issues in the past, all these kind. You know what I mean? When a man gets to a certain age, there's always limitations. But I will say, at least you're not Robert De Niro
or Al Pacino,
or even Al Pacino.
Although Robert De Niro did it as well.
I knew that.
He had a baby at 73.
There you go.
And then Al Pacino, he's in his 80s now, and he just.
So Al Pacino turned around and hoo-ha! Yeah. I can do better than that.
I can do better than that. I can shout a baby out. Yeah. So that's
I mean,
crazy.
83.
I'm
man.
sorry, but that is bananas.
I mean, you'll be a pensioner when your kids are enjoying themselves.
I worked it out already. That when they have their first legal alcoholic drink, I'll have had me bus pass for 3 months.
Brilliant.
Which is kind
of
shocking.
It'll be at your retirement party, will it?
Yeah. I mean, that's unbelievable, isn't it? That's not right. Like, you know the way there was always one kid in school who had a mad ancient elf fella. That's me.
You heard that now.
That's me. I'll be that fella. Yeah.
You'll be they'll be saying to your kids when they're arriving at school, "Well, see, your granddad dropped you off this morning."
Yeah,
that's me, Dad.
That's me elf fella. And his elf fella is right. Yeah, that's him.
But at least, come on.
At least not like Al Pacino and stuff, though. I mean, seriously.
What is that about, though? 83.
83.
Is that just proving you can?
Is that
ego,
know.
is it?
That's ego. That's people just saying, I'm going to make my legacy last forever. You know.
Yeah.
Because, and I suppose if you can afford nannies and all the different help, like he's never going to see the kid. He's going to like, hey, how's my baby doing? You know.
Yeah.
So bring him back when he's 15. I'll start him in Korea and acting. You know, like they don't have to be as hands-on.
Yeah, if he makes it till his kid is 15, well done him.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's very true.
But it does feel like at that stage, because his other half is what, 29 or something?
29. Would you get out of it? I mean,
I'm
what
sorry,
attracted you to the 85-year-old Al Pacino?
And
you know?
it's one of them. There's nobody's going to convince me that a 29-year-old looked at him and went, there's no man even close to my age.
Knockout.
That
Absolute knockout. That's the lad I want.
No way.
I know there's the other lad who's doing Spider-Man these days has asked me out, but I'm going to go for the old lad. It's not a thing.
Yeah.
And it's like all this information is so overwhelming because now they're saying home births, are becoming more and more popular, that they have a more positive, sort of overwhelmingly more positive outcome.
Why are you planning a home birth?
I am not. Are you joking? I don't
No,
want
I thought Kelly might be, because the way she's kind of like hippie and new age and everything, she might be like, I want to be in touch with my babies at home.
Well, I'm calling an ambulance.
I
want to be in touch with my babies at home.
That sounded like an E.T. Sounds like E.T. was talking about his kids there. Sorry about that, Kel.
When you do it, it sounds like Al Pacino was having my baby.
Having my baby. What a lovely way of saying. And
we're going to have a home birth.
Home birth is off the... I'll tell you something.
I
can't say to you...
I want doctors everywhere. Ambulances and the whole lot, like the whole works. For me, as much as anyone else.
The one thing I will say to you, and this could change your mind, is that in terms of the benefits of a home birth, I was actually born at home.
I see, this is another reason I want to do it in a hospital. Anything can happen. You know what I mean?
In fact, not too far from here, I was literally born.
I know, but like you were born when there were horse-drawn ambulances.
The only reason I wasn't born in hospitals is they couldn't get me there.
Yeah, there was no...
Hello?
Yeah, there was no...
Operator,
phone.
put me through to the hospital. Hospital 127.
Yeah, there was a guy running through fingers with a bell going, get an ambulance! Ding, 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 ding.
GloryDaze, the best of Morning Glory with PJ and Jim.
On Radio Nova.
There you go, a few of the bits from during the week on Morning Glory, and we're about to head off into... So obviously, depending on when you're listening to this podcast, the whole bank holiday weekend thing could be over for you. It might be, by the time you get around to listening to this, but for us, it's only about to begin.
It's only about to begin. So if you're heading off for the bank holiday, here's hoping your dad doesn't get arrested. You have plenty to eat, and you do nothing worthwhile, and you still do all with a smile on your face. That's the main thing.
You've there's not really much point in me turning around and saying, anything planned for the bank holiday, PJ?
Yeah, genuinely.
After that round.
Yeah, not really. Yeah.
You're not going out to buy any garden furniture, eh?
Yeah, garden furniture. I'm going to get some sausage rolls and a knife. We're having a knife fight at a barbecue. We're looking forward to it for a month now.
So, if you're heading into your bank holiday weekend, I hope you enjoy it. If you're coming back off it, I hope you're still alive.
We're going to Jabbermack Stabbies. It's going to be great crack. Sack of cans, 2 kilos of cocaine. Yeah, it's going to be brilliant. You're welcome to come,
It's a children's
Jim.
party, mind you, but still.
Yeah, it's children's party, so if you're coming, Jim, don't bring a sword. Just a dagger.
You've been listening to GloryDaze, the best of Radio Nova's Morning Glory with PJ and Jim. Catch the show live weekdays 6 to 10 on FM, online at nova.ie, or on the Nova app.